Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 522.
522.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. We are going to be talking mostly about Walt Disney World today, a little bit of Legoland. MEI and Mouse Fan Travel can help you with all your travel needs. And right now I think we're more thinking about Christmas, although we're heading to...
There's still a little more Halloween to come.
There's still a little more Halloween to come, but we're really thinking about Christmas right now. So if you're looking for the end of Halloween travel or Christmas travel, head to MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. They have been in business for just about 20 years, and they can help you with wherever you need to go.
So we're going to start off this week at the Magic Kingdom.
And we had gone here. We hadn't been in a little while. We're looking right now at the Let the Magic Begin welcome show, which is 5 minutes just before essentially the ropes drop to each land. But because it was a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party Night, it was not busy. And it's been a very long time since I've seen the park when we have been in it as empty as it was on this day. I mean, we walked on a Space Mountain.
What said 5 minutes wait, but it really is pretty much a 0 minute wait. I mean, that's incredible for in the middle of the day. So, we would recommend, if you can, party night at the Magic Kingdom, party day. I mean, if it's a party that night, that's the day to go to the Magic Kingdom.
But the later it gets, it can get a little bit more busy.
After 3, it'll get
especially busy. Well, as the afternoon progresses. But early in the day, it's generally a great time.
And I do want to mention that the welcome show tends to not get overly crowded because most guests are waiting around the hub sort of to go into whatever land they want to go into. So it's, you could walk up at the last minute. I walked up within 10 seconds of it starting, and I had a pretty good view here in the center.
That is a very good view.
Yeah.
And I actually got a great one, too. I was looking in the shops and such first for a few minutes.
So again, it's a nice way to start off the day. I really like it. You kind of start your day with a bunch of characters, and you even have a few princesses there. It's a good show, I think.
And we stayed a little longer in the Magic Kingdom than we planned to on this day. I mean, we did Pirates, we did Space Mountain, we did Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear had no wait.
Yeah, we didn't plan to stay that long, but how can you turn down almost no waits around the whole park? And usually you'll get that 1 hour, 2 hours. This time it kept
3 or 4 hours.
It kept dragging on. It's like, I don't know if I want to leave. This is too good.
But we did. We went to Epcot.
Again, also, we were just walking around Adventureland early in the morning, and we ran into Princess Jasmine and Aladdin here.
And they eventually rode on Aladdin's magic carpets as well, which we're going to show. But I mean, when we've been here before, this isn't unusual. I think
they usually roam the first hour or so of the day, but I've not seen this before. I guess apparently this happens on a regular basis, but it's kind of like, it reminds me of Disneyland, where the characters go on the attraction, and this is perfect. I mean, the magic carpets.
Well, we've seen Mary Poppins and Bert, especially at Disneyland
on the carousel,
right? So those are the ones who normally at Disneyland I will see. So I thought this was very nice. Again, we're not in the kingdom. We spend more time at Epcot, I think, than anywhere else. So for us, it was new.
And you'll notice here, there's about half of the carpets are empty. So it wasn't crowded. We could have probably ridden had we known they were going to go on the ride.
But I was okay. Like, I think we had just gone on Pirates.
It was more fun to see them on the ride. And then when they came off, they're like, oh, you really need to ride on my magic carpet. It's a wonderful, it was just such a great interaction.
We could have done it.
Yeah, we could have done it.
But we went to Buzz Lightyear, I think.
I mean, who knew?
No.
Who knew?
So anyway, we do recommend on party nights and the Christmas party night days, early in the day, choose that as your park because generally the park is a lot less crowded.
And again, this is where they were kind of telling us to be sure to give the carpets a fly. So now we're moving on to Disney's Animal Kingdom. That was our next stop. And it's time for lunch at Yak Yeti, a traditional favorite of ours for our birthdays because we join the
Landry's. It's a Landry Select Club.
Yeah.
And it cost us $25 about 10 years ago. And then we got a $25 credit right away. And every year we get a $25 gift, to use at a restaurant like Yak Yeti.
Oh, look at this.
What am I doing? That's funny.
That's a great way to show the menu. There you are.
So I think we have about 6 weeks to use the $25 credit.
Yeah, it's the month of your birthday plus
and 2 more weeks.
Yeah, plus on the 15th of the following month.
So, I mean, to me, the Landry, and also you can just, I don't want to say just walk in, but you don't need a reservation then. And I think we waited about a half hour because we wanted the upper.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go for us, we
like
weren't in a hurry, and it was nice to have a window, and the window turned out to be great. We saw Kevin walking around, we saw some characters. There was a lot of
I like it up here.
Enjoyment looking out the window.
It's a little more quiet in here than it is downstairs. Downstairs can be kind of loud.
And this is my Safari Amber beer, delicious. I usually get that, and we shared a wonton soup.
I totally forgot we had the wonton soup. So
it was very nice, though. You asked to share it, and they brought us 2 bowls.
Yeah.
It was more than enough for the 2 of us because we were having hearty, heavy meals.
And we don't usually get a lot of appetizers here. The appetizers are pretty expensive. The wonton soup was okay, but generally the appetizers, we ended up ordering a 3rd entree on this day.
Well, it was really not really an entree.
A side.
Now, that's one heck of a side, by the way.
Yes, that's a side.
Half of ribs there.
Yes.
Half rack of ribs for something like, I don't know, $15.99 or something.
Right. It was $15.99, about $3 more than the pot stickers. So to me, getting that half rack of ribs for you,
better than the appetizer.
And it's food we took home. A lot of that we took home.
And this is chicken teriyaki, delicious, always my choice. But pairing it with the ribs, again, it was really nice to have a little bit of both of those. And I only had maybe a 1/3 of the ribs. I didn't expect it to be so big, and it was really delicious. So this is a choice I think we'll be making, or I'll be making again, even though it was your idea. And I believe this is chicken tikka masala.
I always get it. I always get the chicken tikka masala. And I want to say about Yak Yeti, their menu is really large for Disney. Disney has certainly scaled back menus
Not
in
as
the
bad
last
as
few
Disneyland
years.
Paris.
No, Disneyland
nobody
Paris a lot.
scales back like,
like
Disneyland
Paris. But Yak Yeti has a really nice menu. So there really is something for everybody there. I really like the chicken tikka masala. I usually split it in half and take, the rest home because we can. And then I really want to do something like an entree or whatever instead of like pot stickers. And those ribs did it.
And you can see it's beautiful inside. I remember you actually met Joe Rohde in here. Now, I don't think you met him. You saw him.
I saw him on opening day. I was too nervous. And plus he was busy.
To say hello, you didn't say?
Oh, no, and he was busy with other people, but it was really cool to see him.
But another wonderful time at Yak and Yeti. Now it's time to go to LEGOLAND, Florida, for their Halloween celebration.
We had a busy week or so.
We sure did.
So LEGOLAND, Florida, they have their Brick or Treat through September 27th. It's on select weekends. I think it's every weekend in October through the 27th. Mm-hmm. But in September, it's like 1 day a week.
Right.
So we really enjoy. I thought this was better than ever. We've been here many times. We're invited.
Oh, by far.
I thought this was the best.
LEGOLAND Halloween. This
every year it gets better.
And
really,
I've talked a lot about it, and it just surprised me how great this event was. I just enjoyed it so much, and especially the new fireworks and drone show. We're going to see that later. But even some of the interesting foods, there was so much creativity this year. And of course, I love the characters, and these were a few special character meet and greets. But they actually have Halloween inspired characters meeting during these events the whole time.
Right. They have entertainment. You can see there's various characters to meet. We didn't even do everything. They had like some sort of an overlay or like a disco coaster. We didn't even do that. We didn't have time for the time we were there. So this is the Mummy Madness waffles. So they really have been filling out their what they're offering. Their offerings is a lot. Plus you can do trick-or-treating with your admission.
Yeah, that's the thing I like best about this. Everything is included in regular admission, or if you have an annual pass.
Not the treats. You have to buy
these.
Of
course not the treats. Of course not the treats. But, the treats are actually very large and filling. Like, as a matter of fact, this monster dog here, that I dare anyone to eat this monster dog. Look at this thing.
You didn't. It's really big, and it comes in that box.
Now that is a great demonstration of the size of it. I'm so glad it comes in the box because I think it could serve about 4. It was delicious, though.
At least
you tried
4.
It, right? It was very juicy.
I tried just a little bit. Yep.
Everything worked that was with it. It was very good.
This is the Scarecrow's Caramel Crunch There's Granny apple fries. Just be careful with that because the bottom of the container, which you can take home, was a little, like I ended up dropping it.
Now this says roaring chicken, but it wasn't as roaring as it looks.
Wicked chicken. So it wasn't as hot. Like it looks like it would be hot, but it wasn't. And I actually liked it.
I liked it too. It was really good. I'm glad that we had this. We finished that actually. And here's another dessert. Healthy eating for us.
Pumpkin patch. Obviously we didn't eat everything. Pumpkin patch bliss, and it's got a cookie in it. I think this was my favorite dessert. It was really good. And I just want to say, like, we were able to try all of them, but we didn't even try all of them, and we didn't eat all of them. But it was nice to be able to sample different items.
So this was the highlight of the event for me, the Monster Skytacular. It's sort of a fireworks and drone show together with music on the lake.
Pumping, like, rock, heavy-duty music. It was so good.
Even get across how good this was. This was such an amazing show. We've seen a lot of drone shows, especially we've seen all the Disneyland Paris, well, almost all of them. We haven't seen Bastille Day in person, but most of their drone shows, and of course the Disney drone shows at Disney Springs, this is a tremendous drone show in person. And I shouldn't even say it's multimedia, fireworks, drones, music, everything.
I was really surprised by it because Legoland is not a big park like Walt Disney World, but it's a big enough park. But they really did a tremendous job with it, and you can see like the characters talking.
Right,
so they did a little something different.
Their lips are like they're actually it looks like the Frankenstein guitarist. He's actually talking to you. And I've never seen anything like that in the sky from a drone show.
And what's cool is like we've watched the drone shows at theme parks like go from Disney Delight, which was rudimentary.
At Disneyland Paris.
Right. And at the time I'm like, wow, that's incredible. But now, Electrical Sky Parade.
The Main Street Electrical Sky Parade,
they have
also at Paris.
Right. They have the fireworks on them and everything. But this still like really impressed us. So I think it's on sort of the end of, toward the end of toward the Disney Electrical Sky Parade. Definitely. Where it's, they're doing different things with this, and again, the fireworks with them.
Yeah, it really, and also, as we mentioned before, the interaction, it really adds to it. And the crowd, I didn't even mention, the crowd was so into it.
And it wasn't even a full audience that first night because it was during the week, I think, right?
It was during the week. But still, I mean, it was so much fun to hear a smaller crowd, like really loud, really into it. The kids were loving it, and adults. So again, I was just blown away by this, and I didn't expect all this. Look at this.
Right. It was fantastic. And of course it's over Lake Eloise. So, with the reflections and everything, it looks even better.
You know what they need to do is have like a special upcharge VIP viewing from the lake. So you go out on a boat. We'll have to go and suggest this to the powers that be. Wouldn't that be something to watch it from
the other side?
Yeah. Boy.
Maybe you
just... Well, then it wouldn't work with the words, though.
Maybe somebody who lives there can do that instead.
And here we go. This is the ending. And again, I love how they have the Happy Brick or Treat. And it's going to do a quick change, and it'll say
the Legoland.
So once again, awesome.
It's nice to be surprised in a good way.
That's right. So now we are going to head over to Disney Springs, and it's time for one of our favorite things, dinner at the Boathouse.
And we are nothing if not
predictable.
Yes.
if anybody has been watching our shows over the years, they know that these are some of our favorite places.
And the Boathouse is someplace that Jeff and I both like to go for our birthdays as well. But this is not for our birthday. We had Martin and Michelle, our friends Martin and Michelle are staying here.
Just like Cousin Orville, we have a house guest.
Yes. And
2 house guests.
And they take us, when they stay here, to a restaurant, and we get to make the choice.
And this year it was the Boathouse.
It was the Boathouse, because we didn't make it here for my birthday.
But they had never been, and they were raving. I was so happy to see them buy merchandise, to just rave about the experience, to tell the waiter we are going to be back. That makes me happy. You wanted, if you're going to recommend something, you like to see,
right.
Yes, them
They brought home
it.
Shirts,
yes.
Risque shirts.
Yes, unexpected.
So these are the amphicars, and it does cost extra if you want to do this.
We've done these. These are a lot of fun. Also, we should have done it with Martin and Michelle. We could have squeezed all of us into one of these amphicars after dinner.
We couldn't have. It could have been them and one of us. But inside, of course, you have boats, and the Boathouse is like one of the, I don't want to say one of the biggest restaurants in America, but is one of the ones, it's near the top as far as how much they sell and how much they serve.
And it truly is waterfront dining. We love to sit outside right on the water. You get a beautiful view of the lake, and of course you had
I
your
got the Duck Raz,
Raz,
which has gone up in price. I think it was $14 and now it is $16.
I had the Shipwreck, one of my favorites. It's a nice, strong, and delicious drink. I don't know, did that go up as well?
$16. I'm not sure if that one went up so much. I think that one might have been
Maybe
at least
the
$1.
duck production prices. See, because you get this. Denise has a flock of these ducks.
I have like 10
by
of,
her
I have like
desk.
10 of those ducks.
Yes. Whoa. Very interesting.
And so I really enjoy the Duck Raz. That's what I get when I get here, and you get the Hurricane.
They're
usually.
both delicious. If we had to switch, I would not be unhappy.
No.
Because you've enjoyed the Shipwreck before.
But I prefer the Duck Raz.
Now, this was amazing. This is Maine lobster. Is it called
You've got the Maine lobster tail Oscar with lump crab. And this, you enjoyed this one, right?
Oh, it was delicious. I mean, I've been very spoiled in this past week because a lot of the places we were at had lobster. But this was the best of all. It was the Maine lobster. Obviously, they fly it right in. It's very fresh. And it was delicious.
And the rolls are good too.
Oh, we just
you
saw
showed
those.
them,
Those
and
are
they're
very,
really good.
By the way, dangerous. Don't overdo it on those rolls, especially when you have something like this where you want to finish fully.
And I want to say that this has been my favorite restaurant since it opened, and next year that will be 10 years.
Amazing.
So this is the New York steak, and there was like no fat on it. Me and Michelle both ordered it. I asked for potatoes instead of the fries. You can see all those little pieces of garlic. It was thick. And there was like no fat, and it was.
And that's unusual.
Right.
Usually with New York strip, you get a lot of fat with it. None on this.
It was so good and really just a nice steak. I almost got filet, but I was glad to get this, and it was cheaper than the filet. So Martin got the yacht club. The yacht club is a club. The yacht club.
So since he is enjoying the parks right now, we're going to let this video do the talking, and let's find out.
Does he want to be on this?
Oh, he said it's totally fine. His facial expression.
That was a big
That's
sandwich.
all you need for the review right there.
That was a big sandwich, and he got chips with it.
And this is at home because we
still have it in the fridge.
Yeah, our desire was more than our bellies for dessert because we ordered it, but then we couldn't.
We took it to go,
Yeah.
and it was a big piece. And normally,
key lime pie, by the way.
Yes, key lime pie.
I mention what it is.
I like to get the chocolate cake. Both of the chocolate cake and this one say for 2, but like the chocolate cake is really more
2
for
families.
6. Yeah, and the key lime. 4 of us haven't even finished it yet. So, and actually, like we're gonna post this in about a week from now. So it's not like it took 2 weeks to eat.
You know, I think maybe after we finish the show, a delicious piece of that key lime pie
we
might
could
be...
have a little piece.
Yes.
So they also have boats, antique type boats that you can look at. It's like a little boat museum in back. And I was really glad that Martin and Michelle both really enjoyed it. So next time they stay here, maybe again, we will do the same thing.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. So that is another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes, check them out. Head to their website, fill out that no obligation quote. You know, Becky, who is the owner, is always on the move. She travels all the time, and
just did Adventures by Disney, like a sort of a waltz tour, very much in
it looked amazing.
It did look amazing.
And they do research. So if you want to do Adventures by Disney or Disney Cruise, we've got that Disney Treasure ship coming out this year. There's so many Disney Cruise ships in my head right now because there's so many coming.
It's getting hard to remember all the names.
We've got the Disney Treasure
Adventure.
That's
the one in Japan, I believe.
No, it's Singapore. It will go out of Singapore.
Okay,
yeah,
Singapore.
And then the Disney Destiny. So, and then there's going to be other ones. It's amazing. Like we first both sailed the first year on the Disney Magic.
That's right.
Then the Disney Wonder, came out. It took quite some time for the Dream and the Fantasy to come out, and now it's like gangbusters. Like almost every year it seems like we're going to have ships.
Well, Becky and the MEI team will have their work cut out for them because that's a lot of ships to get familiar with.
It's great for them.
It is great for all. Them. It's great for everybody. Next week we're going to be talking about Halloween at Disneyland Paris.
That will probably be, what we talk about.
And that better be very exciting.
I hope that's what we're talking about. We are not in Paris as we're
doing this show a little in advance because we're going to be traveling.
And so we by the time this goes up, it will be almost time for actual Halloween.
Yeah, it'll be just short days away from Halloween time at Disneyland Paris. That'll be fun.
And we have a lot to look forward to. You know, even some of the shows and such, the Alice in Wonderland show and A Million Splashes of Color.
There's a lot that we have not seen. So there'll be a lot for us to look forward to and to talk about. We'll probably have a number of shows from our trip to Europe.
I look forward to that.
So do I. So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.